how to smell better than other guys. So a lot of people wonder, how can I smell better? I want to smell good. I want to smell better than everyone else. So to start, very simple. A lot of people make the mistake of just using deodorant, but the key is to actually use antiperspirant. Sometimes deodorants don't have that. So antiperspirant obviously is to keep you from sweating. It won't prevent it entirely, but it could help. And that's important because obviously sweat does not smell that good. So try to look for either pure antiperspirant or deodorant that has antiperspirant in it, because then it will just it won't just mask the odor of your sweat, it will just kind of reduce the sweat and then also mask it. So it's kind of an extra layer of smell protection, you could say. And there are tons of options for antiperspirants. There are, they're very easy to find, so it shouldn't be a problem. And in general, it's just a good thing to have, get into the habit of using it every day. And it's very easy. It's just easy to reduce any sweat smell once you start using antiperspirant. Then, the next kind of most obvious tip is to kind of alter your way of eating. So, as I mentioned before, sweat doesn't smell good, and the reason why it doesn't smell good is because it kind of releases toxins from the body and that sort of stuff, along with just a ton of water. But pretty much whatever you put into your body, it's going to come out of you in some way that reflects your health, your diet, that sort of thing. So, if you're eating, I don't know, just like moon pies all day, all the time, and nothing else, as an example, you're not going to smell that great. It's not good. Your health is compromised. But if you eat things that are actually good for your body, that have the right vitamins and minerals and things like that, there's a good chance that, your body's going to be just cleaner in general. Now, of course, that's easy to say. You have a salad in front of you versus I don't know, some delicious fast food burger. You kind of want to go for this one over here. But balanced diet, it sounds kind of typical. Balanced diet is important for just kind of cleaning out your body, keeping yourself healthy, and keeping yourself smelling pretty good. Because there are some people who just amazingly don't need to wear antiperspirant, they don't need to wear deodorant, they don't need to put on cologne, and they still smell good. And most likely that's because they are eating well. So that's a pretty good tip just to follow in general. More fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables, more water, less sugar, things like that, less processed foods. Just kind of get into the rhythm of that sort of eating. But even if you just experiment with it for like a week or two, you'll probably notice a difference in just the natural smell of your body, in how your body metabolizes fresh, good food versus not so good food. Then showering obviously is kind of the key of smelling good. But besides just showering, it's kind of how you shower, and more specifically, what products you use in the shower. So, I mean, there's the typical fresh bar of soap that you can use, but it's also important to consider different types of soap, and especially exfoliating products. So acidic soaps can help if you don't have sensitive skin. They can help kind of strip off the top layer of your skin and remove fats and oils that are really stuck to you. And they can really help you be very fresh and stuff like that. If you have sensitive skin, I would not recommend acidic soap, as that can kind of irritate your whole body. But instead of that, if you don't want to use that, just try to find something that's really going to penetrate the pores and just, scoop out the oils that are stuck in your body. The other thing is exfoliation. Exfoliation is just, again, kind of the process of removing the top layer of skin from your skin. And you can exfoliate in different ways. Some people prefer physical exfoliation, which maybe you get kind of a rough rag and just really scrub. Or chemical exfoliation, which is not really something you do in the shower necessarily. You can. It's just some sort of chemical that kind of eats away at the top layer of your skin. It doesn't hurt, it just does it. The top layer of your skin is already dead. So lactic acid is a good chemical exfoliator, salicylic acid, that sort of thing. So even if you get, say, like a body wash that has those ingredients in low percentages, it will help you chemically exfoliate your skin. So when you come out of the shower, you'll be pretty clean and smooth, and your pores will be very, very cleaned out. So, you know, you'll smell really nice. Then, besides that, don't forget your laundry. A lot of people just kind of put their laundry off to the side in the chair in the corner and don't touch it for a while and then put it on later. Not the best. If you really want to master the techniques of smelling good and smelling better than other people, make sure your laundry's in good shape. You know, make sure you wash everything regularly, especially shirts. You know, it's very easy to sweat into your shirt, and things like that. So, and of course, there are certain products that you can add to the laundry if you want to make it smell extra fine, I suppose. But the most important thing is just to make sure that it's clean in general. You know, always smell the laundry to make sure it smells good and there's no residual smells stuck to it. So that way when you put on your clothes for the day, you're not putting on something gross. You know, your whole body might smell good, but then you put on this gross shirt that you haven't washed in like 3 weeks. It's gonna ruin everything. Then the last tip that I have, which is kind of obvious, is to wear some sort of cologne. Once you've mastered, you know, the antiperspirant, the showering, the dieting, that sort of thing, cologne is a good option. Because it's just kind of like the final touch off of everything else. So, obviously there are so many different colognes. A lot of men think, well, if I'm gonna smell as good as possible, I have to go for extremely cold, fresh, sharp colognes. That can help, but it doesn't have to be your only option. You know, because if you already smell good, you could pretty much wear any type of cologne. You could wear something smoky, you could wear something woodsy or fresh, you know, pretty much whatever. So again, it's down to your personal preference, and that sort of thing. And pretty important, it's essential to know how much of a cologne to put on. Some people make the mistake of putting way too much on. They just keep spraying, you know, and then you are just a cloud of this headache-inducing cloud, you know, that people kind of want to stay away from. So as long as you put on just a certain amount in the regular pulse points, the neck, the wrists, maybe the shoulders, that sort of thing, then you're pretty much good to go, you know, especially, obviously you can put more on if you're dealing with a weaker, lighter fragrance, but with the heavier ones, you better be careful. But those are pretty much the main options, the main tips I have for men for how to smell better, just in general. And of course, there are a few more minor tips, you know, maybe some nice aftershave, you know, for an extra freshness. If you want to use lotion, you could use that as well. But, you know, just in general, these things will definitely help. So hopefully, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.